I'd like to welcome you to the first week of CST 311. I am Hal Millen, and I am partnering with Professor Charlie Pham as your instructor for this class. You can consider us your host on an 8-week adventure, a journey into the world of computer networking. I will start the class this week with Chapter 1 in the Carosa and Ross textbook, Computer Networking, a Top-Down Approach, the 7th edition. Chapter 1 is basically an overview of the material that will be detailed in subsequent chapters. As such, except for some calculations on throughput, loss, and delay, it is pretty much a straightforward read. The chapter starts by looking at the internet. And as I mentioned in the orientation, there's a lot of terminology to pick up. We will start by defining what the network core and the network edge are. And we will learn about the hardware nuts and bolts, such as link layer switches and routers. We'll touch on network protocols, data transmission, and propagation. We will also briefly discuss standards, such as what is an RFC and what is the IETF. We'll also look at networks from a second perspective, your view that you have as a user of the internet, as a place for applications such as email, chat, and search. It is a view of the internet as an infrastructure to provide services to the applications. We'll look at the tools we have to determine how well the network is functioning. What are the metrics to measure performance? We will look at throughput, delay, and loss, and the calculations to determine them. You will also be introduced to some key architectural principles that set the foundation for organizing network into layers with encapsulation and protocols. In the last two sections, we will look at network security. Networks connect computers and can be a source of attacks. We'll look at the different types of attacks and how network applications and devices can be vulnerable. We will close the chapter with the history of computer networking and the internet. Note, there's an optional resources section. If you have time, check it out. There are 2 videos about the internet, and here's an opportunity to earn some extra credit. Check out the videos and then go to the discussion forum and say whether you think they're helpful and should be kept as part of the class, or whether you doubt their value. But most importantly, explain why. This week's, as in all weeks, you will have a chapter quiz and chapter assignment to do, as well as your journal. There are 2 labs for this week. Lab 0, installing MIDINet, which was introduced in week 0, and Lab 1, an introduction to Wireshark. You will have a programming assignment that is due at the end of week 2. Look at the programming assignment instructions and make sure you understand the requirements for completing and submitting this assignment. Okay, that's what's in the first week. We hope you enjoy your journey in networking.